There we bloody go, guys. Here it is, the live stream. I haven't done one of these in ages. I think this is the first time I've ever really done a proper one. So here we go. This is an unboxing live on YouTube of a whole big old collection of train collectibles and memorabilia, which I just bought at an auction yesterday. So this is a local auction. Obviously, they don't have actual viewings at the moment because of the Rona. So you've just got to buy stuff blind really online. So they put up a list of all the things that are for sale. This lot was titled something along the lines of railway memorabilia, and it's just tons and tons of stuff. It was my whole car boot, my whole car full of train crap, stuff like this. There's loads of books, there's loads of models, and I haven't had a chance to look through it yet, so I thought I'm going to do it anyway. Let's do it on a live video. Maybe it'd be interesting. So here we go. The tripod is falling apart. I don't know who that was. Someone just tuned in there and left instantly, so apologies. Not the most interesting introduction, but anyway, here we go. So it's probably going to be quite a long one. There's tons of stuff to go through, just boxes and boxes of bits and bobs. I'm going to try and sort of sort it out into some kind of order as we go through it, because there's just so much stuff here. A lot of it is not that good. There's a lot of books like this which don't really hold a whole lot of value. A lot of things like this, model kits that have been assembled, which in the state they're in, not going to be too sought after. But in amongst it, I have spied a few gems. There's a few very nice pieces in here. This lot did not come in cheap. This lot cost with commission about 500 quid. So I think there's about 520 all in with commission. So a fair chunk of money into it. But there's just so much stuff, and I'm pretty confident with this lot. It's a good lot. There's 2 items I've seen already which should cover the cost on their own. So pretty bloody good lot. Let's have a look through. Let's get into it and start showing you what's here. So maybe we'll start with this one since I've already got it out. This is just on its own in the box. I did see this in the picture, but obviously I didn't know what it was, and it is, unfortunately, I was hoping this would be like a large scale electric train, but it isn't. It's just a model kit. I believe it's probably by Revel or something like that. Not going to be the greatest thing. It isn't. It's just a static model. It's not been very well assembled either. It's fairly done. But there's that. I'm sure it's worth a couple of quid to someone that's going to fix it up. But what is very interesting is it comes in this Citadel Miniatures Games Workshop shipper box. I'm not going to show it because on the other side, because it's got the dude's address. I assume he's passed away, so he probably doesn't care anyway. But yeah, I'm not going to show his address. But yeah, it's an old Citadel Miniatures box. So to be fair, from the era this is from, this is like a mid-90s one probably. See if I can check the date stamp actually. Does not say a date, but this is probably from the 90s, this box. Someone will probably buy the box. I'd imagine that's worth more than the train, ironically. So just stick that over there. Next up, we'll tackle this box next. This is quite an interesting one. There's a lot of smalls in here. Some of the boxes are like the one I just showed you. You get one item, not very good. Others are just full of smalls, some new stuff, some used stuff, but there's just tons of stuff. So and I don't know a whole lot about this stuff, so there's not much I can say about it. I just thought it'd be an interesting video. So some dapple workman here, 00 gauge scale, sealed in the pack, fencing, P&D Marsh point system. I don't know if this is in here. There is a lot of empty boxes as well. There was a whole lot of lots in the sale of train stuff. I only went for this one, but there's quite a few empty boxes in amongst these, so I imagine some of the bits were in the other lots which I didn't buy, which is a shame. See if this is in here. It feels like an empty box. Yeah, maybe it isn't. There's not a lot to it. If it is, tiny little stuff. I don't know. I mean, if that's like an N gauge one, which is tiny stuff, that probably is complete. Don't know, I'll have to check it, but yeah, that's a little bit there. A little engine. I didn't see very many engines in here, but I did see this one, made by a company called Arnold. N gauge little Rio Grande train. It seems to be in pretty nice nick. It is an actual electric one, it's not just a static model. So that's pretty nifty. I don't know what this would be worth. I'm not too familiar with any train stuff really. It's not a brand I recognise there. That could be 15 quid, could be 50 quid, it could be more, I really don't know. So there's that anyway. Here's a little packet of N-gauge gas lamps. Exciting stuff. Hello, whoever's just tuned in to watch. We've got one viewer at the moment. I keep getting one viewer, and then people go, and then no, oh, they've gone. Bit sad. An N-gauge little Land Rover there. You know, or you can see the prices on these things. That was 3 quid when this was sold, however long ago. Might have been 10, 15 years ago. And a lot of these models, some of them are still available, some of them aren't. So something like that retailed for 3 quid 10 years ago might be worth 5 or 6 now, but if it's discontinued it might be more. So you've got to check them all out. Some little N-gauge trolleys. To be completely honest, a lot of this stuff I will probably bundle up. There's not a lot of point listing loco lamps on their own because they're probably only worth a quid. Langley miniatures, a little Scamel Scarab flatbed. Some of the little cars can be fairly sought after. Trackside models, LMS head and tail lamps. Boring. A load of walls and bits and bobs. They're made of like resin. No idea. Langley miniatures, whatever that is. Graham Farish little tiny figures. Now these are pretty nifty. Some of the little trackside figures are collectible, like within their own right. That's an older one, that's probably 1980s. You see it retailed for £7.50 at some point. It's probably worth 10, 15 quid. I can see there's a whole load more in here as well. And these ones are slightly better, so there's a set there made by Merton, whoever they are. And there's quite a few prizer ones in here, and these are actually quite collectible in their own right. Little prizer figures. They do just tons and tons of different types of figures, you know, men on bikes. It's like a little wedding scene and a little like washing line. But people do collect these prizer ones. Some of the older discontinued ones do bring some pretty crazy money. I think for retail these are like 4 or 5 quid a pack. So there's still some pretty good value there, even if they're not discontinued ones. I think there's quite a few more of those in here as well, I saw. So just got tons more stuff. N-gauge bits. This box seems to be all N-gauge. There is a mixture of scales. So I've got some O-gauge and some double O-gauge as well. So N-gauge milk cart, lanterns, a photograph of some products, little loading thing. I'm not gonna go through it all like too in depth like this. I just wanted to, well, just see how it goes, I suppose. There's so much stuff here. I could be here for like absolutely hours going through all of it, and it probably wouldn't be very interesting. This probably isn't very interesting, but we'll see. Some of the N-gauge things. You can just see there's just so much here. It really is a pretty fun lot of bits, all sorts of accessories and bits and pieces. So just little tiny bits like this. I think they're the same set, so that'll be alright. I can bundle those up together. Station Brookstool. More prizer miniatures. I do like these. These are really like, you know, you think of how tiny these are. The detail, it's crazy. Corner pub, domestic garages. It's a little brass bandstand made by a company called Shire Scenes. A Victorian conservatory made from, what is that, laser etched brass. It's pretty cool. Now these are quite exciting. I did take one of these home last night to check it out because I wasn't familiar with the brand, and they seemed like the sort of thing that could be quite sought after. So maybe by a company called Mere Models, Wizardry in Wood, and these are little like N-gauge buildings. So I've got a whole stack of them here. It's quite a desirable company. They're from like the 80s, obviously like all discontinued, and they are quite sought after. Some of them bring sort of 25, 30 quid, but they all seem to go at least 15 to 20. So, and they're all unused, these ones. So just to show you quickly what you get in these. You just get like a few strips of wood and like the plans to build the building. So this one is a Dead Horse Gulch Steel Arch Bridge. So that's pretty cool. As I say, I've never heard of this company before, Muir Models, but I do like their logo there. This wizard who's like summoning this train out of an orb. There's like one of those and a stable of some sort. Big like Wild West type building and a bunkhouse. So yeah, that all seems sort of like Wild Westy type stuff. Maybe it isn't, I don't know. And Fuller. Looks like some greenhouses. Hello, whoever's just tuned in. We're on one viewer, which is 0 again. Sad. Very sad. More of this stuff. A little resin boat. So, what are these? I don't even know. Some little tiny rusty springs. Don't know. Loads of stuff in that box. You can see that's quite a fun box. There's some cool stuff in there. Lots to be getting on with. This stuff's quite easy to deal with because it's new and sealed in the packets. So you can just bundle it up or whatever you want to do. So there you go. That's box numero 1. Looks like a load of N-gauge stuff. I don't know what was in here. I didn't look in here. A Safeway Summer Fruits tub with some tools and some glue and some other stuff, which will probably will go in the bin. So there's that. That's box numero 1 finished. I was going to say I'm going to be a bit careful with this lot because there's one box here which isn't even train stuff. It's literally just a box of someone's personal paperwork. You know, there's like just their bank information and stuff. Obviously you get that occasionally at the auctions, especially someone's passed away. Whoever the house clearance firm is, they're not going to bother taking it out. So it's got mixed in with this lot, so I'm going to have to obviously get rid of that appropriately. And obviously I'm not going to show it on the video. But yeah, it's just really odd. It's just a box of someone's paperwork, which is very weird. I will go through it though, because I had a quick look in the box to make sure there wasn't anything in there like, you know, money, I don't know. And there was a whole fat wedge of presentation pack stamps. So there's some stuff in there of value. Just have to go through, obviously not on the camera though. So this is a box of old school Airfix kits. So these aren't electric or anything. You probably could make them electric if you really wanted to. They haven't been very well made. These are just going to be a job lot probably, and they'll probably not go for very much at all. You can see the Airfix stamp there. So yeah, it's just a whole load of train kits, and they're not very good at all. Number 2. Box number 3 now. This one looks like a load of old shit, to be completely honest. So there's a crane there. Cranky. And then just loads and loads of these little... This is like used stuff. Now these are quite interesting. These are actually made by Britons. So these are Britain's Lilliput series. 1930s, 1940s era. They made a range of little tiny scale models of their toys. So yeah, they're little tiny like hollow cast lead cows. Those are worth a few quid. It'd be nice if there's a few more of them in here because some of them, certain ones are pretty sought after. It looks like maybe O-gauge dinky or something. Oh no, it is. It looks like it's stamped Britons. That could be Britain's Lilliput as well. And a whole load of these little Watney's red barrels. Obviously the old beer, ale or whatever. They used to do a lot of promotional stuff like this. And I'm not sure if these are a promotional thing or if these are off the back of a train or something, or like a bit of rolling stock. That's a Britain's Lilliput. No, it isn't. That's a dinky double O tractor. Double O gauge. That's pretty nifty. That's probably worth a few pounds. So yeah, I'll have to come back to that box at another time because that is not looking particularly inspiring to look through right now. But it's a good box. We'll go through it another time. I'm sure there's some good stuff in there. Let's switch it up a bit and go with this box of books and paperwork and stuff. well, not the paperwork, the aforementioned stuff. Now this is a really weird one, because this also came in the lot, and it's like, this is all destined for the bin, to be completely honest. It's just like folders filled with like printouts of old, like of just printouts. You know, I don't know why you'd even bother keeping these. So this is, I guess they were going on holiday or something. This is just a printout for somewhere in Derbyshire, and there's like a whole Wikipedia printout of some viaduct. Like, why would you even bother doing that? I don't know. It just seems like really pointless, but there you go. What can you do? Probably some old person. What can you do about that? There's another one. This is just filled with copies of the People's Friend magazine from 2011. I'd never heard of this. Again, it's going to be destined for the bin, but it gives you a bit of an idea of how long ago this stuff was purchased. I mean, this person, say, you know, you can assume based on that this is from like a house clearance auction. The person probably sadly passed away. Don't know really where I'm going with that, but yeah, they probably passed away. They probably didn't mean to have all their crappy old literature end up in the auction. But this one's quite interesting. This has got some little clippings and stuff. I don't know why you would keep these. The maps and stuff from safari parks. I will have a look. I will have a flick through these. It's like art catalogues and stuff. Here's a Windsor Safari programme. That's quite possibly worth a couple of quid, maybe. I will have a flick through this though, because some of these old pamphlets, for the right places, are pretty sought after. You know, you get the old ones for Fort Park, even fairly recent ones from like 10 years ago can be quite sought after. So yeah, there's another folder. Hardly anything to get too excited about, but there it is. There's a book here. We've already showed this, Classic Steam. There's a few of these in here. I will have a flick through. You never know if someone's put a fat wad of cashola in there. You never know. I can't say I've ever found any fat stacks of cashola in a book from an auction, but I imagine it probably happened. So here's another book, Steam Power, a pictorial history of trains. Unless these are something really sought after, which I imagine they probably are not, those books will probably go to my granddad, because he's quite into his trains and stuff. Not on a really, not on a big level like this dude, clearly, because this dude had the whole track layout going, but my granddad is into the trains. So this is in the bottom of this box, a Christmas card. Best wishes for Christmas and the New Year from Colemans of Norwich. I don't know who Colemans of Norwich are, but there he is. A coaster, classic dad, perfect for Father's Day. Or the bin. Christmas cards. I don't know why this is in here. I don't even know, why am I looking at them? A Christmas card. And let's hope 94 is a better year for you lot. Why am I even reading that? I really don't know. So, Christmas cards. This one's pretty nifty, and this one probably does hold a little bit of value. This is from the Corvette Club UK, just like a printout. So obviously this dude must have had a Corvette at some point. Don't know why that's relevant. And we've got a sort of comedy card here. You're the kind of man who makes my nipples hard just thinking of your touch. And then you open it and it's a cow. Bin. So that's the whole load of junk. I don't know why I even bothered going through. There's actually a book here. I did look this up out of curiosity, and it is actually pretty good. I had a feeling it might be. It is pretty relatively sought after. There's another book here, literature, The Great Book of Trains. It's quite a nice book. And then these are just magazine folders filled with like train related ephemera. So this one's like books about modelling, catalogues and stuff. Some of these might hold a little bit of value, like Hornby catalogues, London Railway Festival stuff. and then just the whole wedge of printouts. There you go. So that's that folder. Nothing too wild. This one's a whole book of British railway modelling magazine. Probably destined for recycling, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, they just don't hold any value to sell, quite heavy to send, and just don't really hold any value. Now this is the book I was talking about. This is pretty sought after. I had a bit of a feeling it might be. This was just randomly on one of the boxes, or in one of the boxes, and it's by the Folio Society. This is a little bit like Eastern Press, a similar sort of company. They put out these sort of high-end books. And this one, I have no idea what it is. Night Forts by Edward Young. I put this in on eBay just to have a quick gander. As I say, I had a feeling it might hold a bit of value. And it looks like it came as part of this gift set, or like a set of works by the same dude. And the set is worth like a few £100. So I don't know what this book on its own will be worth. I'm going to guess at least 50 quid. And it should be quite a quick seller because it seems to be quite a sought after like bundle. So that's quite a nice thing to find in there. Put that stuff there. I'll probably have to move that in a second though, just because of lacking space. This was a bit of a disappointment. I spied this in one of the pictures, and it's recognisable instantly because I've had one before. This is what some of the Bachmann locomotive models come in, big old wooden case, and the ones that come in these boxes are like, so it can be, you know, they're hundreds of pounds, can be high hundreds, most of them are a few hundred though. And this one, whatever it was in it, is an LNER locomotive. No idea what one specifically, but unfortunately it's just the empty box. So it's the empty box with all of the paperwork. It looks like a Class A4 whatever locomotive. And I've got all of the spare little figures that would have came with it sealed in the bags, but just no locomotive. It looks like maybe there was 2 in here in the set, so that's a real shame. And the box is still going to hold a little bit of value. The box is probably still worth maybe 25, 30 quid, but it's a shame the train isn't in here. Maybe it will be in another box. As I said already, there was a lot of train stuff in this auction, and I only bought this lot, so if it's not in here, it was very likely in one of the other boxes, which is a shame. You know, it's a shame if they've been split up, but what can you do? Go for this box next. This one, there isn't much in here, it's all very similar stuff. Some more of those dapple roadmen, or not roadmen, sorry, workmen. Be interesting if they were roadmen, you know, their little man bags and bloody the Skepta CDs, N-Gage, more stuff like that. What I'll probably do is, after this video, sort it out into different like scales, because a lot of this stuff is probably not going to be worth my time to list individually, so I'll bundle it up into sort of appropriate lots. I got a whole load of this stuff, woodland scenics, trees. Now this tree is actually, this is an empty box, but the tree is in here. You'll be glad to hear. Everyone's on the edge of their seat. The tree is in here. There's a couple of bits to it. It's like white metal. A lot of stuff like this. Pico boulders. This is just like scenery for doing your layout. Bags of foliage and but nothing too exciting. You can get all this stuff still. It's not very expensive to buy. Be a nice little bundle that'll sell for a few pounds, but it's not going to be a lot of money. There's some ferns. Now this one is quite interesting. Again, I saw this when I was sorting it out, or I say sorting out, when I packed this in here yesterday. This piqued my curiosity, so I did look it up. This is Britain's floral garden lawns, which is pretty interesting. Just bits of like card with flocked green. And this is quite an interesting range of toys, the Floral Garden by Britons. They were just like a whole range of, you could buy little rockeries and plants and figures and build your own garden. And I've never seen this set before. It's just like a bit of lawn, I guess, to assemble your garden. And it's not the most sought after thing. This is worth about £10, but pretty uncommon. So a nice thing to find in here. I'll stick that over there for no reason. But yeah, here's that's that box of foliage and stuff. Not that exciting. Hello, whoever's just tuned in. Don't know who is. Gone again. There's a lot of this stuff in here. Linker slabs, platforms and roofs. It's some kind of, I don't know what it is, ceramic or plaster of Paris or something. And this is obviously a station, I guess O gauge because it's pretty big. But unfortunately, where it hasn't been stored properly, and it's obviously been kicked around in the auction for a bit and then transported there and here and there, a lot of it's all broken up. So I imagine to buy new this might have been fairly expensive, but broken up like this, probably not really worth selling. Maybe these bits, there's quite a bit of it here, I can probably do something with it. And this box is quite interesting, I don't know why it is, but a little man with a microscope, and it's for some like treatment product. This box contains treatments for the hair and scalp prepared by a qualified trichologist. I don't know what that would be. They just perform wicked tricks, I don't know. So there's that. There's a couple more bits and bobs like that in here as well. There's lots of these sprinkled in as well. I'll probably take them out the frame, bin the frames, and the pictures might be worth, if not a couple of quid individually, maybe as a group. So it's just a little chrome frame with a picture in. Probably take out the picture, put the frames on a free cycle page, and probably do something with the pictures. This is quite interesting. It's like a calendar. As far as I can tell, it is a reprint. It'd be quite nice if it was original, being from 1900. I don't know what the company is. Saisons. Let's crack it open. Let's crack it open, see what it is, because I am interested. Zero viewers. I'm disappointed. I figured we'd have at least one or two. Nobody's sticking around. Yeah, this is definitely a reprint. You can tell by the paper quality. I don't want to break the glass or... Yeah, that's whatever it is, it's a reprint. Snackhead Cowboy. Howdy, I'm viewing. It's just popped up, so hello there, Cowboy. I can't remember his name. Not sure why it says 0. There you go, Snackhead Cowboy, cheers for tuning in. Appreciated. You've been enjoying yourself here with this train garbage? I sure am. Another box of this microscope thing with more of these like ceramic bits. There's loads of this stuff in here. I think it's O gauge because it's quite big. But these are just like roofs, just like moulded ceramic. It's really weird stuff. Never seen anything like it before. And there's absolutely tons of it in here. There's a box here which is just full of little ice cream tubs. This one's for raspberries from 1998. And you just have boxes and boxes of all these little ceramic brick bits, so you can build your own walls and buildings and stuff. I don't know what you'd call that stuff. I don't know what value it holds, but it must be a little bit. There's quite a lot of it here as well. So I'll go to this box next. This one is not too exciting. I don't think I can even get it on the screen because it's too big. Let's put it down here. This is just filled with like I think it's mostly built up buildings. The newspaper it's wrapped in is from the year 2000, the space year 2000, and this is just built up buildings, which with this train stuff, once they're assembled, they really don't hold a whole lot of value. So again, it's probably going to be better for me to just either bundle them up or stick them on a local like Facebook page for a few quid. A big old turntable there, which is covered in some kind of like disgusting foam or something. No idea. There isn't really a lot in this box. It's just, we'll crack open a couple while in row. You never know. So yeah, that's like a little concession stand. So yeah, nothing too exciting in that box. Probably like bundle it up and price it fairly cheap to get a shot of it. I can't remember which box this came out of, but it's unfortunately just an empty box. Again, I could see this in the picture, and if this was present in here, it probably would be a fair amount of value, but it's just the empty box. So it is a precision scale locomotive. What it would have held, a Ruston Hornsby diesel. But these old kits, these were pretty high-tech even back in the day. This is probably from the 80s or 70s. And it's like sort of laser-etched brass. So there's a few little bits and bobs in this. So someone must have assembled it and these are either the bits they didn't use or maybe they use other custom bits. But there's a few bits in there, and I've got the box, so to someone that might be a couple of quid. Unless the train is in here. If that was actually in there, it'd probably be like £100 model. The real shame it isn't here. So I go with this box next. This is quite an interesting one. Just a load of another box of just bits and bobs. We're probably about halfway through at this point. There's still loads to go, but I'll try and go for it fairly quickly. I know the video is getting on a bit. Stuff like this, 4mm gas lamps. I think 4mm isn't that like O gauge. I'm not too clued up with it. This one's pretty nifty. It's like a resin, like flower bed for double O gauge. And here is a kit, an N gauge bridge, new and well, it looks like it's sealed. Stone brick bits, just so many of these in here. I'd love to know what they're called. I couldn't find anything about them. They must have a specific name. Must be a company that was making these at some point. Pretty cool. You can like make your own buildings with them. Concrete fencing, double O gauge. This is a bit sketchy. Some kind of paint, but all of like the oils and stuff have separated. It's going to be for the bin. A whole load of boxes in here for some kind of medication. Now these are all filled with like bits and pieces. I don't know what that doesn't even look like train related stuff. It's just like bits of screws. But for some medication, I don't know what it is. Minoxidil lotion, whatever that is. Hopefully it's nothing contagious. But there it is. Another bag of that. Woodland scenic stuff. I'll try and get all of this stuff together and it'll be easy for me to sort out. And this one's pretty nifty. Little tiny model, double O gauge of an early photographer. So he's there with his camera on his tripod. And then those, whatever those are, mill hole models, gold cast, lost wax castings. Whatever that is, I don't have a clue. It's pretty nifty though, whatever it is. Now these excite me right here. This is like scenery shit, but stored in some real old school jars. Now some of these jars, you know, I probably will take the time to list, maybe as a group. These sort of old jars and stuff, you know, prop houses, TV, like scenery stuff. There's quite a big demand for like some of this old packaging type stuff. It's usually cheaper for studios to buy old jars like this than it is to make up a prop. So especially when you've got a bundle of them. I mean, this Tesco mint sauce is from 1990. Looks like it's gone off a bit, but cool stuff. I probably will bundle those up. And my cousin is quite into like model making and stuff, like the Airfix and that kind of thing. So all of this basing stuff, instead of binning it, I'll probably bag it up and give it to him. He'll probably make use of these basing stuff. So yeah, whole earth blackcurrant spread. So there's all that golden shred fun stuff. I've got 2 watches at the moment. I don't know if who's watching, but thank you for watching. More photos that have been very badly framed. I will take these out the frames and, as I say, give the frames away and probably bundle up the photographs. It's probably the plan with those. And then we've got some little trolleys. We've got a whole another folder here of Railway Modeler magazine with a DVD there. Free Railway Modeler, whatever. So yeah, loads of this stuff. Again, if it doesn't, I'll put it up probably for free on a local Facebook group. And if no one wants it, I just go to recycling. It's a shame, but it's not really worth doing anything else with it, which is a shame. I've got a whole load more here as well. Just get these out of the way quickly. So this one is a whole folder of photographs, just someone's photographs of trains. I don't think there's anything in here which is like too exciting. They're trains in like a museum or something. But someone probably will buy this album. It's probably not worth a whole lot of money, but that folder's probably worth a couple of quid. You know, probably I'd say like 5 to 10 quid, maybe more if there's something significant in there. Let me just check what this one is. Shit! Dropped it. Bloody dropped it. I've got a whole pile of Artists and Illustrators magazine. It was in a folder there. Not a publication I'm familiar with. A lot of these types of magazines don't really hold a whole lot of value. I will look them up, I will check them. I know someone that might appreciate those if they're not worth doing anything with. And again, here's a whole load of Railway Modeller magazine. Let's open on a random page and read whatever riveting article is on there. Had any articles yet, just adverts. Woodlark. In addition to large jumbos, the LNWR built 90 small jumbos. Don't care. Boring stuff. Alright. Next box. This one. Now this one is a bit exciting. I need to move some stuff out of the way. Put my jar collection over here. So this box is actually quite exciting. I saw this in the pictures, and I could not tell if it was all present. So a little bit interesting. And it turns out it is actually all in here, which is good for me because it's a pretty high value item. So this is an old Partwork magazine made by Hatchet Publications, who do loads of crap, like they did the Beasts and Beings collection. They did like they do the ones you see the adverts like build your own Flying Scotsman, part 1 only 99p, and then you've got to buy like 20 million other issues at like £10 a piece. So this is the full kit. I have checked it, it's all in here, all 125 issues, and it is unassembled. All of the parts still in the bags, they've all been labelled up. So this is all in here, fully complete, which is really nice. So I say I paid quite a lot for this. Like this lot would cost like over £500 with commission, and this model complete unassembled with the magazines goes for about £400 pretty consistently. So it was nice that this was all in here. I would have been a bit annoyed if it had just been the stack of magazines, because in the picture all you could see was the magazines on top. So very good that they're all in here. You know, you can just see all the parts. I don't want to shuffle up too much, but there's whatever part for number 80, and it's some figures. So a lot of it is just just a little metal rod. So I will probably have to just double check it is all in there. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be, but I will double check it is all in there, because I don't want someone buying it and moaning. So, and that's all of his the subscription letters. Getting started DVD. So yeah, that's a whole box of that stuff. That's all what's in there. That's a really nice thing to have in here. That's definitely going to recuperate a good chunk of what I paid on this slot. So it's nice that was in there. I was happy with that. Don't know where to put it. I'm running out of space here. Someone's liked the video, so cheers for that. I've got 2 people watching right now, so cheers for being here. This is quite a nice kit. I couldn't find this anywhere, but I'm going to estimate it's probably worth about £50. This is a Fuller, or Falla, I don't know how you say it, HO or N-gauge winter set, Garniture Havanel. So it's pretty nifty. You just get oh wait, hang on, I thought it was the buildings. If it's just these shitty things, it's not going to be worth anything. Oh, it's leaking everywhere. I'm getting glitter all over the place. Got 2 people, 2 likes now. There's glitter going everywhere. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, it's not even I thought it was all the buildings. It really isn't. I'll wipe this down. And I changed my estimation out from being 50 quid because I thought it was the buildings to probably being like 10 quid because it's just a load of icicles and crap. Okay, what box are we going for next? Let's go with this one. So, historic Hitchins, steam railway, and more pictures. I don't know where to propel this box to. Go over there for now. So that looks like a dead insect or something in there. So more pictures. Now I don't know if these are... Oh, there is actually a live fly on there. That's a bit grim. I don't know if they're actual pictures or if they're copies. They look like copies because they're blown up a little bit. But might hold a little bit of value. Like I say, I will take them out of the frame. I've got quite a few of them. So give the frames away and do something with the pictures. They'll probably hold minimal value, but okay, that is. So this one is very interesting. it's just a whole folder filled with printed out information about Hetchin's bikes, which is pretty interesting to me because I knew who this dude was when I found this in here. The dude, I think he's called like Alfred Hetchins or something, and he was like a famous cyclist in the 60s, like a road bike cycle man. I bought a photo album back at the car boot sale in the summer, and there was a bunch of photos of this dude in here, this Hetchins dude, and they sold for not a lot of money, but a few quid. So it's just really weird. I'd never heard of the bloke. Found some like lost photos of him cycling, and then there you go. Here's a folder of printouts about him, which will probably go in the bin. So next up, a load more British railway modelling magazines. I'm not interested in those. So we've got a few more boxes left. Just a few. This is quite a nice one. It's quite a good one right here. Full of more kits and stuff. So this is a, what is it? An LNER sleeper third. These I think are bigger scale stuff. I think this is, well, that's 00 gauge. This has got to be 00 or O. Mail coach models, LNER Taurus stock Arctic twin. More kits and bits and pieces. Now these ones will probably be some of the better value bits and bobs in here. These coach kits, I'm gonna say are probably worth around 20 quid each, and I think there's about 15 of them in here at a rough guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, just loads of them. A lot of them are duplicates, which is, to be honest, good, because if you're building up like a railway thing, you're going to want 3 or 4 of the same coach, so that's pretty good to get multiples of the same one. Yeah, that's just a whole box of that stuff. Enamel advertising signs. Oh, that was we found that, didn't we? Tiny signs. I guess you cut them up and they're in scale with the railway. So yeah, that's the whole box of mostly coaches and stuff. Wheels, round top windows. And then we've got another box here of these. I don't know why there's so many of them in here, but it's quite interesting. Quite interesting indeed. So what are we going to go with next? Let's go with this one next. I think while we're here and doing this video, it hasn't gone on quite as long as I thought it was going to. So I'll probably we'll have a quick sort through of the paperwork box, see if there's anything interesting. I'll just do it off camera. I don't want to show any of the dude's details, obviously, but yeah, it'd be interesting. It will be interesting to see if there's any more stamps or any other collectibles. So there's some more of those, and there's more of them. Just so much. I don't know what they're called even to look them up. More of them. There's just an empty box for some medication there. Hornby hydraulic buffer. Hello, who's just tuning in. You are here for a riveting ride of railway sorting. Here is a gooch mirror, still sealed in the packet. Tin lid, pretty cool. Chivas Regal, they're probably Regal. They were probably cigars. It's like empty boxes of figures. Now this is pretty nifty. I did see this when I was looking through this stuff last night quickly. I haven't looked this up yet, but this is one of those things that has potential to be worth a lot, or at the very least a bit. So this is a very early Airfix kit. The early kits came in these baggies with a header card, and the header card folds out into the instructions. And some kits they didn't make for very long in these bags before switching to boxes, because some of the later ones do command pretty stupid money. This one, telegraph poles, I don't have a clue. I've never heard of this set before. It's hardly anything that exciting, but at the very least that's probably worth 15, 20 quid. But it could be a lot more if it's a rare one. Loads of stuff like this. Just a whole wooden box full of paint brushes and tools and stuff. Again, I will have a quick look through those. I won't do it now because it's quite boring. Yeah, so this is the box containing all of the dude's stuff. But this is what I'm on about. There is some cool stuff sprinkled in amongst it. So this is a whole pack of vintage like train tickets. And some of these, again, I don't know a whole lot about them, but some of them command pretty ridiculous money if it's the right like train on some unusual line or defunct railway or something. Some of them are pretty sought after, so there's quite a few in it. Honestly, there's a good 15-20 tickets. So usually they're worth at the very least, you know, 20p, so there's at least a quid or two there. It's not all sad news. This is pretty interesting. 1990 folder. It's unused for some company called Besnier International. It looked like it made like sort of dairy products. I don't know. It's a sort of oddball thing that maybe someone will collect. I don't know. So I'm not going to show too much from this box. I'll have a quick look through it. It does, in a way, it makes me very sad, to be completely honest. You get this occasionally at auctions where a house clearance company has just like come in, they've taken everything, haven't really looked through it, and you do end up with boxes like this which just filled with someone's personal information, which, and there's a shitty foot further. So I have to sort that out and get it disposed of safely, so doesn't well, get scammed, I suppose. I don't really know what would happen. You know, you could reenact the dude's life. You could go around loving trains and subscribing to Model Railway magazine and get up to all sorts of shenanigans. Oh shit, bloody hell. I just opened this and a load of dust went in my mouth. It's probably made of asbestos. An empty box for a Fuller crane. Do we have that in here? I don't remember seeing that. It might be in here. These are pretty nifty. Again, I did look these up because I saw these in the picture. These are electricity pylons, Hornby. There's 2 packs and they're both brand new, unused. These retail for 20 quid. And they sell pretty consistently at 20 quid on eBay. So I'll probably bundle those as a pair and do them for like 35. Should go pretty quickly. Some more Will's scenery stuff. Linker moulds and parts. Sanding sticks. Probably of minimal value. An empty box. Some actual, this is like Hornby 00 track. Oh no, it's Triang track, sorry. Older stuff. Not really worth a whole lot of money. Especially in this condition, being all dirty. Some rolling stock. The body of an N-gauge train. Just the body. None of the wheels or anything. I don't know if they were. I haven't seen anything in here really that looks like a box where there might be the engines. So we're probably in another box, or maybe they were sold elsewhere. I don't really know. And then this is a Dorner Plus 4-panel wood house, I assume is what is in there. So there's that. Pretty nifty. Not the most interesting box. Again, a lot of this stuff probably just bundle up because it's individually not of much value. Ow. Stupid stuff. So there's all that. That's another box down. I might have another flick through the paperwork stuff before I finish this video, because I did see in there a whole load of stamps. So I wanted to show those. And what's quite nice is they're all presentation packs that are unused. So even if they hold like 0 collector value, I could just use the stamps. It's a whole box of broken pottery elements. So this box here is just full of like shitloads of Pico track, Pico, Pecco, whatever you want to call it. So a lot of it appears to be used, unfortunately. You can see the chrome has gone a bit pitted at the end there, so it's probably used stuff. Not the end of the world. This stuff is pretty expensive to buy new. You see like one bit of track £5. Generally how it goes with this stuff though is it's not worth really anything second hand, but I can bundle it up and there's probably a good amount of value in it altogether. There's absolutely shitloads of it. There's a whole box here just full of it, just tons and tons. There's absolutely loads. What is this? This is quite curious. Hornby Railways envelope with just another bit of track in there. Alas, not that exciting. What is this? Another bit of track. Loads of these, which I don't really know what these are, so they've been packed away and stored quite nicely, whatever they are. But they're bits of track. I did open one, and they're just like bits of track, but there's a electric sort of point thing on the bottom. So these must have all been rigged together at some point, I guess, on a layout. And maybe when the dude, if he moved house or something, packed it away so it didn't get broken, and it was just never assembled again. So I guess that's what's going on there, but there's just loads of it just wrapped up like that. I want to say there's a good 40 or 50 individual bits of track that are just wrapped up in bits of cardboard. So I really don't know why. Maybe it's fragile stuff, but yeah, LH med rail point and motor. So I don't really know what's going on with that stuff. I don't know if there's a specific reason why, or if that would be more valuable than normal stuff. But there it is, live in the flesh. So I'm going to pack some of this stuff away and have a look through this box to see if there's anything of interest. Say there was some stamps and stuff, so hopefully we'll have a look through and find something interesting. So yeah, famous trains and stamps, Great Western Railway 150, postcards, etc. So I'm not going to show this on camera because this is full of all like the dude's stuff. I mean, there's literally just a post-it note here with wrote on it £4.95 to Channel 4. I mean, that's not really that sensitive information, but why would you even keep that? I don't know. Just tons of stuff. Receipts for some hair centre. Yeah, here's the postcards and stamps. There was more in here than this I saw, so I don't know where they've got to. So yeah, famous trains, Royal Mint stamps, presentation pack. So at the very least there's like a £1.50's worth of stamps there. So I can use those even if they're not worth much more than face value. And there's just a load of unused postcards. I'm not going to show what this is because it's pretty damn stupid. I will describe it though. So it's a fold-out birthday card. And it's basically, it says on the front, a lady, and then it sort of accordion folds out into an image of a morbidly obese lady. So riveting stuff. Like little pamphlets and stuff to do with railway, more just like paper ephemera. So that's sort of okay stuff. There might be some value in those bits. So that's that. So yeah, I will go through this just because there's bits in here like this. Pico servicing cradle foam bit. I mean, that's not going to be worth a whole lot of money, but it's worth taking it all out before like binning all of this stuff. More Pico loco lift. What is this? These aren't original, I don't think. But there's a whole load of these political sketches. Again, they're just... How is that funny? A man with a big nose, and there's a ladder, and it says, "To the common market," and there's a woman falling off it. What does that even mean? There's a picture of a train and a bus, like, destined for the bin. I don't know why they're printouts, like they're photocopied. Someone probably paid to have them photocopied at some point. Very unusual. What is this? The Shakespeare Birthplace Trust, Stratford-on-Avon. And inside, well, is a 10 by 8 of, is that Anne Hathaway's cottage? Is that might be worth a couple of pound. So yeah, this video's getting a bit boring now. Probably close it off in a bit and go through this stuff with a bit more of a fine tooth comb and hopefully find some more interesting stuff and sort it out. So there's a bag for some railway shop. Yeah, there is a lot of train bits that have somehow got mixed in with this box, so it is sad. But what can you do? So there you go. It's going to sort of round off this. The ventilation of television receivers. A little pamphlet by Grundy. Weird. Why would you keep that? You just know full well what's happened here is like the house clearance firm has like come in. They've been paid to take everything, so they've just grabbed, this was probably in like a unit or something, just dumped all of this paper stuff into a box and haven't checked it or anything, and then it's just ended up in the auction, which is very sad. But there you go, Gibraltar handbook. So that is going to round up this video. Almost an hour. We'll get it to an hour. We've got 3 minutes left. I'll look for, see if I can find any more. But yeah, I think it's been a pretty good lot. As I've said already, the engine, the Flying Scotsman kit should cover most of my investment. And then there's just a lot of smalls here which will trickle through and over time will sell. And all in all, it's a good lot in my opinion. It would have been nice to get some engines in here, but you know, I'll take this stuff. I'll take this stuff. It's pretty good. It's very saleable. Tiny little N-gauge cats and dogs. Quite a lot of work, quite a lot of effort to get it all done, but that is fine. We'll do it. The secret of a beautiful lawn revealed. Probably some old scam leaflet. Bloody hell, would you really trust that man to know anything about lawns? Very weird. Why would you keep that? I don't know. An old John Lewis warranty slip. There you go. Oh, here we go. This is cool. Look at this. This is what I'm looking for. This is a good one to finish on. An uncirculated £2 coin in its original case there. That's pretty nice. I mean, that's worth at least £2. But in this uncirculated presentation pack, that's probably a £15–20 item, I'd imagine. My granddad collects this stuff though, so it'll probably end up with him. But a very cool little thing. That's nice. That's why we're going through this box. Hopefully I'll find some more interesting stuff. So there you go. Cheers for watching this video. Apologies, got a bit boring here at the end, but hopefully it was a fun video. A few people tuned in. There's one person watching now. You've tuned in right at the end. If you haven't watched the whole thing, I just found this bad boy in a box of junk, which is pretty nifty. A little train coin. So £2 value there. So there you go. Cheers for watching this live stream. I will probably upload it later on. Thank you for watching. If I find any more interesting stuff, I'll probably post it on my Instagram, so go and have a little gander on there. Cheers for watching. If you want any of this train shit, hit me up, because it'll be up for grabs as soon as I've sorted it. So cheers for watching, and goodbye.